Morning, everyone. My name is Sandy, and today I am doing something kind of a little bit unplanned because what I had originally planned, which was to do my first reading vlog using Silas Marner. Yeah, it didn't go well. I mean, I liked a lot of the footage that I recorded, but in the end, I did not like the video. I spent, I don't know how many hours I have of just kind of raw footage of my weekend, and including a bunch of stuff on my loom. And what happened when I tried to put it all together, my loom footage just wasn't right. I had used a new setup, and it's just unfortunate. So let's just say, am I going to show that? No. I might show pieces of it, but certainly not all of it. So maybe some of it when I do my 1001 book countdown this weekend, because good news, I will have one this weekend because I have finished this. I didn't have one last weekend, primarily because I had just started the Book of Disquiet by Fernando Pessoa, and I really wanted to spend my time with this book. I needed it. It's one that I wanted to absorb it, and I was finding I was trying to rush it a little bit. So I just took a step back and decided not to do a video, but I will definitely have a 1001 book countdown this weekend with Silas Marner, and maybe I'll give you some of the loom footage. We'll see how it works in, because yeah, I didn't really like it. But what I am going to do today is a little bit different, because I did finish Greenwood by Michael Christie, which I really did enjoy this book quite a bit. And what I thought I would do is actually show everyone the outdoor stuff that I filmed this weekend, because that part I really did love, and it will give you the ability to see a little bit of the beauty of where I am so fortunate to live, which is up in the Pacific Northwest. And I hope you really like this part, because I thought it was fun. There is a tie with Greenwood, not directly, but having just to do with the outdoors. So I thought I would put it all together, and I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, and then after that, I will put a link in the description to the time stamp where the Greenwood review starts. I do try and not give spoilers in it, but I think there might be a couple little mini ones in there. So if you haven't read it, I completely understand if you don't watch the review portion. Hopefully you'll stick around for it, but the outdoor stuff is pretty fun, or hope it's pretty fun. I really liked it. So anyway, enjoy this next piece, and then afterwards, after that, I will magically change outfits, because I'm of course re-recording this intro because I didn't like my other one. I think I was just really sad about my vlog not working, and when I went back and watched it, you could tell I was sad. I'm okay with it now. So anyway, I'm not going to re-record the review of Greenwood because I just don't have time, actually. So, but hopefully you enjoy it. Let me know what you think of it. And if you like seeing the outdoor stuff, because I certainly love to go outdoors.
Okay, I am in the car and getting ready to head over to my friend's house where we will be having breakfast and then heading out on our outdoor adventure. So update you again soon.
Boone, it's a pretty boy. Hi, buddy. Hi. Hi. And Roxy. Hi.
Hi, we are out on the water. So we are kayaking today out on one of the local lakes, and it is an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous day. So hopefully we'll be out here for at least a couple hours. We'll see how it goes. This is Roxy. Roxy is a dachshund who likes to kayak with us and is kind of a lunatic. So hopefully she doesn't end up in the water today. Is a very big crane some sort sitting on this post. Roxy does not like it when people get too far away or the boats get too far away. So she's currently standing on my leg with very long claws. Oh boy. So she's just looking, waiting for my friend to catch up. You ready, Roxy? What do you think? Okay, there goes the crane. There's a whole bunch of ducks right here. Bunch of baby ducks.
Amazing that many have survived so far.
Look at all the baby ducks. Roxy wants to get the baby ducks.
Oh.
She's very excited. We are almost off the water. I'm gonna hit my friend's boat. There she goes.
Okay, so as you saw in that video, that was just a wonderful day. We ended up spending about 3 hours out on the water, which was absolutely amazing. There was hardly anyone out, which is unbelievable, actually. So, but how it ties in with the book I'm going to talk about, which is Greenwood, which is by Michael Christie. So this book actually has to do with, one, the Greenwood family, and follows the Greenwood family over time, but it also is set in the year 2038 when all of the old growth forests have succumbed to something called the withering. And there's only one island left with old growth on it. And in here, there's a great quote where it says, let me pull it open. The forest was the first and now perhaps the last church, which my friends and I always say that we're going to church when we're going outside because we feel so renewed and refreshed when we go out. But it is trees and the outdoors feature very, very heavily, obviously, all through this book. So I'm just going to go through this one. I did, spoiler, give this 5 stars. It's one of my few 5-star reads. I did love it that much this year. So I did love it that much. So the first part of this, it actually starts in the year 2038 and starts with Jacinta or Jake Greenwood. I love it when a female character has a traditionally male name. I'm not sure why, but I really do enjoy that. And they have a tree in this here with the rings and the years. So it starts with her in the year 2038. I will really try not to give a lot of spoilers in this. And so she's actually working on the island. She thinks she was hired primarily because her last name is Greenwood and the island used to be owned by Greenwood, by members of her family. And so she's working on the island, and it goes through a brief kind of history of her serving tourists and wealthy tourists at that to be able to come and see that island because otherwise there's no trees. And they talk about dust bowls and just horrible things that are happening to anyone because there's no trees to block the wind and the dust and everything. And so she is working on the island and is visited by her ex-fiance who gives her a journal, which he thinks will make it so she is the last known heir of the person who owns Cathedral or who invented Cathedral. And so she gets the journal, and basically that's kind of where that first section in 2038 stops. And then after that, it goes to Liam Greenwood, which is her dad. His story is told for a little while. And then it goes back to Liam's mom, which is Willow. So it's slowly working its way back through time. So it goes 2038, 2008, then 1974, which is Willow's story. And you do hear a little bit of Liam's story in there, as well as a kid. Then it goes back to 1934, which is her uncle and her uncle's part of the story. Is that her uncle? her uncle and her father, both. Sorry, one uncle, one father. And then it goes all the way back to 1908. And in the 1908 section, what was interesting to me is that the narrator changed and was using more of a first person, I believe first person, but the narrator changed for me, which was really fascinating. So it goes back through all the way back to 1908 when the two main owners of Greenwood were children, and how they were basically orphaned when they were young. And then what the book does is it slowly works its way forward again. So it starts in 1908, and then you start to get to catch back up with the characters again, which is part of why I really love this book. Because when Liam's story ended in the beginning, I just really wanted more of Liam. I wanted more, find out what was going on. I wanted to find out more with Willow and her uncle, and why she had to write him letters when she was little, because he was in prison. And why was he in prison? You don't find that out for quite a while in the book. And so then it works its way back up through time, all the way back to Jake again, who has some really tough decisions to make, without spoiling it, about what she's going to do about some of the trees and about this journal. And my goodness, I'm having trouble today talking. But it was just really, really great story. And I loved how it was told, going back through time and then coming back forward through time. I liked the characters. My only complaint was I could have had an entire book with like Liam, or I could have had an entire book with Everett, or I could have had it, which was her uncle, Willow's uncle. I could have had an entire book with any of them. And I really did like the story. Very disturbing from the environment side, as far as trees withering away from some unknown fungus or disease, and just killing all the old growth, which is really terrifying. But if you like this kind of story where it goes backwards in time and then comes forward back in time again, I would highly recommend Greenwood. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a wonderful read. I was recommended this by Kim over at Middle of the Book March and was not disappointed at all. So, yep, Greenwood by Michael Christie. That's really all I have for you today. Until later, everyone. Thanks. Bye.